I keep giving bad people good ideas.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're doing a little commentary video like always. We've been kind of on a little run with these commentaries. I keep saying, oh yeah, I'll get a playthrough out. I just kind of don't really find the time, or yeah, I just kind of gotta sit down and just record that shit, edit that shit, upload that shit, and just kind of do probably on like my day off or some shit when I actually have a good chunk of time. It just, yeah, like kind of like things like work or school kind of get in the way a little bit. But it has been a little bit flexible during the summer with having the summer classes, but I'm gonna be going back to having online and in-person classes here soon, so we'll see how that all goes. But jumping into today's video, the main topic of today's video, kind of want to talk about the whole live streaming and driving and why it's a pretty big issue, and I definitely think there should be a lot of crackdowns on it, especially maybe getting law enforcement involved to a degree. Like, do I think people should be arrested and thrown in jail for their lives? No, but I do think at least they should be held accountable. Maybe see, a ticket or fine with what they've done. Because again, a simple little Twitch ban, it doesn't do justice. Even if it's a permanent ban that wipes the whole shit off, it's still not like, there needs to be something like on the record. Because the whole thing with me was like, if you're live streaming and driving at the same time, it's the same thing as like texting and driving. It's the same thing as like, talking to someone and having one hand on the wheel while your other hand's fucking with the phone, whatever. I see it exactly the same as that, but in a weird way, it's like it doesn't really get viewed like that, I guess there's like a few little key things that are like a little off, like, instead of like, if you're texting or something, you're not really touching the phone as much if you're like, reading a Twitch chat or whatever. But obviously your distractions, taken off of what you should be focused on is the fucking road and what your vehicle's doing. But besides that point, yeah, you're not physically touching the phone, but I do feel like it's not like when you have like a GPS and you're trying to follow a route. When you're like you have a GPS on your, like, a lot of modern cars have, like, those big fucking tablets or the big screens in the center console for like mapping, music or whatever. Just it's kind of the new modern dashboard on cars. Or like a lot of people, if you have like a normal average car, especially an older car, you just have like a little arm attachment thing and you hook your phone up in that and you set the route you're gonna take or where you're trying to go. The thing obviously with that is you're only looking at the phone maybe every 5-10 minutes, depending how far your route is or whatever. Um, as if you're reading something like Twitch chat, you're nonstop glued to it. Like, it's not like you're just doing these quick little glances and shit. And then also, like, if you think about it too, with the GPS, you're not like reading like a sentence out, or you're not trying to read. It's like almost like if you're trying to read a book and drive. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Obviously, that's clearly distracted driving. And dude, fuck it, let's go, let's have some fun with Google. And let's look up just offenses for distracted driving, because this goes off of like just pretty much just anything, like if that's texting, calling, whatever. At least for me, it shows what the state I live in, California. So for at least distracted driving, the base fine is what the fuck's $20? Well, I guess that's the base, but the total fine cost is usually 100 to 162, or could be even more. So $150, or could be even more than that. Second offense is more like 190, or even more than that. And then other offenses, it just varies, and you obviously get points on your record and your driving. And again, obviously, if you get a certain amount of points, you lose your license. Um, and I just, those people out here, if you think about it, are getting tickets and getting points and possibly even losing their licenses for talking on the phone, texting, which they should. I'm not saying that's wrong, but why does some dumbass streamer get away with it and just, worst case scenario, get a fucking Twitch ban? Because, oh no, you did a no-no. And the crazy thing is, with these Twitch bans, like, a good example is Extra Emily. Those, also Casey Tron we'll talk about later on. Extra Emily, no legal fines, no legal, offenses or anything like that. Which, again, I don't wish that against on anyone, really. But, again, when you deserve it, you deserve it. And, if you get caught up on doing some stupid shit, like, again, my whole theory is, if you're doing some stupid shit, hopefully you don't get caught. But if you get caught, you get caught, type of shit. That's just how it is. And it's kind of stupid that they kind of just get away, because it's not like, oh, they didn't get caught. The evidence is fucking there. Those fucking, the whole thing from the beginning to the end. And Extra Emily isn't as bad, but it still shows that, hey, distracted driving's the same. Distracted driving is distracted driving. If that is, like, you're texting, calling, or if you're legit doing a live stream, reading Twitch chat, and trying to talk to people while you are driving. She, again, in the famous clip, she almost got in a fucking accident. And lo and behold, she only gets banned on Twitch for one fucking day, because she's like the golden child on Twitch. And also, on top of that, it's just like, I don't know, it's just kind of stupid, because it's just like, again, if a cop was there, she got pulled over, that's just a clear ticket. I'm gonna just type it in general in US, so we're not just stuck to one state, hopefully. But yeah, no, distracted driving in the US are generally determined at, state levels, obviously. But yeah, they could be range from $20 to $500 fines and be criminal misdemeanors or even felonies. If it leads to death and stuff. And I do feel like if we really have to go and clarify it in law that, like, hey, dumbasses, you cannot be live streaming and reading chat at the same time as driving, because that is the same thing as texting and driving, to actually hold these people accountable, or hold just people accountable in general, not just Twitch streamers, YouTube, whatever the fuck you're doing. Like, you shouldn't be making a YouTube video while you're fucking driving. It's fucking stupid as fuck. Like, again, I get it, maybe you have, like, a hands-free device, and your phone's propped up, and you're recording. That's whatever. But those, like, deadass, like, vloggers, you see them, and they're driving with, like, one hand, holding this big-ass camera, and they're like, I'm driving in LA today, one of the busiest fucking cities with the highest amount of traffic and traffic accidents. It's like, you fucking, like, what the fuck are you thinking? So I just feel like the whole thing with streaming, it's, it's distracted driving is distracted driving at the end of the day. And I do feel like, it should be at least held more accountable than just a one-day Twitch ban. Like, again, do I think Extra Emily should be scraped off the fucking internet for what she did? No, but it should have probably been a little bit of a longer ban. Probably not a permanent ban. I'll talk about Casey Tron really quickly here in a second. And that's a whole different case of worms, and that bitch should not be on Twitch anymore. But, if we go on the whole Extra Emily thing, I do think this is clear evidence, and, she should at least, be fined for what she did. And then also, because there was the evidence of it, because, again, we're using shit like Flock, I guess, not to really, I guess it depends on the city and county you're in. Some counties and some cities will use Flock to kind of regulate speed and red lights, as some counties and states will not really regulate that kind of shit at all. And, pretty much, use it more for, like, at least the county I live in, use it for more, like, investigations. If a car's been stolen, if there is, like, any calls in a, like, you know, investigation, like, oh, this car's known to be selling drugs, whatever, and they want to monitor that vehicle, they can do that through Flock. As in my county, it's not really used for regulating speed and red lights and shit. As, again, it could be different on the county, city, state you live in and shit like that. But, if we're using like that in certain counties and states, if the county or the state uses those laws and uses Flock to hold people and throw fines at them for driving incorrectly, there should be a clear, like, I don't know, not even like really holding that, but that is kind of an example. People have been fined and they use Flock footage and they find someone. I don't see the difference between some dumbass recording themselves doing the whole shit to just, you know, just shoot them a fine the way. And again, I'm not trying to be the dickhead and be like, oh, fuck this person. But again, I think there should be more of a consequence than a one-day Twitch ban after you almost smash someone's fucking car. Yeah, you might not maybe have killed them. Yeah, you could maybe kill them. But again, cars are very expensive. A lot of people, when you fuck up their car, how are they gonna get to work? They're kind of fucked for the next 6 months of their fucking life to a year, or even longer, depending on those insurance plans and their financial well-being. So, yeah, moving on from Extra Emily, again, hopefully she isn't a fucking idiot and doesn't do this kind of shit again and realizes that she has a very, very promising career, and as long as she doesn't do the world's stupidest shit, that she can make millions of dollars. But besides that, let's move on to Caseytron. And Caseytron, she's a fucking idiot. So she recently got banned, and no one knows how long the ban is, if it could be 24 hours, or if it's a permanent ban, because again, this could be a thing that Twitch has to really look into more than the Extra Emily thing, where it's like, oh no, you did something bad, here's a slap on the wrist. It's almost like she could have been driving under the influence while reading Twitch chat and being under the influence of maybe possibly 2 substances. Again, the timeline with all the live stream and everything is kind of hard for everyone to piece together because it got removed so quickly because she got banned so quickly for being such a fucking idiot. But again, Jabba the Hutt, the fat ass, got hungry, wanted to go to McDonald's, and I guess maybe earlier on in the day, she might have had a few drinks or whatever, because she was saying in the live stream, like, if someone's saying, oh, you're drunk, or, oh, have you drank anything while you're driving, the solid answer is, no, I have not had any alcohol at all. I have not had any, not even a drip or drop, like, I'll blow zeros. Her response is, I'll blow below the legal limit, which could vary between, 0 to, oh yeah, I had a few drinks. And sometimes, normally, most people can body a few drinks. But the thing is, some people can't. And then also the other thing is, people are also thinking she possibly could have smoked. She's constantly notorious for smoking throughout her live streams, and I'm not against smoking weed. And again, getting behind the wheel and smoking weed, it's a little different, I would agree, than drinking alcohol. But again, it's your own risk, and do I think you should go do that? No. But again, do I think if you smoke one joint or have a whole 6-pack of beers, who am I going to trust to drive? I'm probably going to trust the guy that smoked like a joint or two than the guy who drank a 6-pack of beers. But either way, moving on from that, either way, it's not a good thing to do, especially combining the 2 substances, possibly, and then going and driving. But yeah, she pretty much, I guess, drank this mystery substance. People are trying to piece out what the drink can possibly could have been. But people are pretty much hinting at that could have, been alcohol, and then, those, video of her smoking weed. And like I said, also, she's notorious for smoking weed in her videos, live streams, and smoking all day throughout the whole day. So, yeah, she got banned for being a fucking idiot. So it's like, you see what Extra Emily did and got banned for live streaming and reading Twitch chat, English. Reading Twitch chat while driving. You see, she got banned for that completely. I need to drink some water. That's why I'm like slipping on my words. But you see, she got banned banned for that completely, even though for 1 day. But like, she got banned for that, and you don't take notes and be like, okay, that's a no, don't do that, or else I get banned too. No, you're like, I want to double down and possibly throw in substances into it as well. So again, I'm not like a legal judge. I'm not like corporate. I didn't dissect the whole live stream. I wasn't there. But again, people are hinting at that she could have been under the influence while driving, while reading Twitch chat. So again, hopefully she gets permanently banned, and hopefully they do look into this and do figure out if she was under the influence or not, and hold her to the, you know, right things and legal procedures that deal with that kind of shit and the whole process of that. But besides all my rambling, people are fucking idiots, and I definitely think there should be more of a harsher, I would say, punishment and harsher rules and regulations towards live streamers and driving, especially from Twitch ends, law enforcement ends, fucking, I don't know, just something to solve the whole dumbasses from live streaming and driving. Like, you make thousands of dollars, sometimes they make millions, and they cannot hire someone to drive them around while they live stream. Like, you gotta be a fucking idiot. Like, I don't know. Besides, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Comment down below what you guys think. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye, guys. So